Hello there, this is Nelson Dafe. Um, this is the election season in Edo State where I am residing. The governorship election in Edo State or of Edo State comes up on the 19th of September, and it is between the People's Democratic Party, the PDP candidate, Godwin Obaseki, who is the incumbent governor of the state, and his challenger, Pastor Sagi Yamu of the All Progressives Congress Party, the APC. Yeah, the election has been the major topic all around, not just Edo State, but also the country as a whole, as people have been talking about the pros and the cons of both candidates and why one of these two candidates should be the next governor of Edo State. For me, I have really been keenly interested in the political space and the political happenings in the states vis-a-vis the upcoming governorship election, and after some deliberations with myself, some soul searching, I have thought of it, and as someone who is involved so much in the field of sports in Edo State, and also as a journalist who has gone around, covered many sporting events, and been all around the sporting space of the state, I have weighed in on, I have thought seriously about what the best path would be for sports people in Edo State, who the best candidate would be for sports people in Edo State, what the future would be, what the future would hold for Edo State sports, with either of these two candidates emerging as the governor or the winner of the election. Let me just cut to the chase. I want to say that today I endorse the incumbent governor, Godwin Obaseki, for a second term in office as a sportsman, and I think that sports people, I will give the reasons why I think sports people should be supporting the governor for a second term. I think that the governor has been very effective in the area of reorganizing the sporting field of the state. He has been very effective in the in taking sports to a higher level in Edo State since he became governor in 2016. Let us start with Bendel Insurance. Bendel Insurance Football Club is one football club that is one of the most traditional teams in Nigeria, one of the most traditional football teams, one of the most storied teams, one of the most famous teams, a team that has won different continental continental titles and local league titles as well. Bendel Insurance is an iconic institution of Edo State, an iconic institution, one institution that has been for years, many years, in times past, a source of pride to Edo State. But unfortunately, for some years, just before the advent of this current administration of Godwin Obaseki, Bendel Insurance became a source of embarrassment somewhat to the state, with players and staff of the team being owed salaries, and we hear in the news every day how players will go on protest, will go on strike, how they were suffering, how they couldn't make ends meet, and how they couldn't get their salaries as and at when due, and that was really ugly. It was an ugly episode in the sporting life of Edo State and the Bendel Insurance stakeholders in particular. But since the governor came in, since Godwin Obaseki came in, his administration made it their very big priority to make sure that Bendel Insurance regains its pride of place in the committee of football clubs in the country. And today, the governor didn't just come in to throw money around the team to mask the problems of the team, but the governor, through his administration and through also the deputy governor, the sports-loving deputy governor of the state, Comrade Philip Shaibu, um, institutionalized the regularization of the payment of salaries of players of the club and members of staff of the club. And for years, the issue of players being owed salaries, the ugly news of staff of the club going on strike, suffering, has come to an end. Of course, they may not be the most well-paid club players in the country today, but there is something to be said about. There is something positive to be said about how their salaries have been regularized, and there has been like I said before, the institutionalization of the regularization of the salaries of the players. And it takes a certain sense of organizational spirit on the part of the government to be able to make sure that the players get their salaries as other workers of the state do get their salaries, and things have turned around for that iconic institution of Edo State. And then look at other areas of grassroots sports. Of course, there's much more to be done, but there is, in my opinion, a positive drive to make sure that grassroots sports is given a much needed uplift. Today we have a number of mini stadia in the state. For example, in Benin City, we have the Western Boys Secondary School that has a very popular traditional ground for grassroots football. That school has been refurbished today, and it looks like a state-of-the-art. It has been refurbished into a state-of-the-art mini stadium. And of course, the School of Health Technology too, the School of Health Technology pitch has been given a facelift, and today we have sitting in the School of Health Technology a mini stadium that is very, very fantastic looking, state of the art. And of course, we also have the Uwa Primary School, another traditional home ground for local football here, that has been turned into a mini stadium. And the St. Maria Goretti as well has been turned into a mini stadium. So facilities, the provision of facilities is provision of modern facilities for sportsmen and women is a very important thing, and the Edo State government, led by the governor, Godwin Obaseki, has made sure that facilities are being given a facelift, and that the state government has in fact taken very seriously this part of sports development. And I think as well that it is a widely held consensus that the government of Godwin Obaseki has the organizational skills to run the administration of the state, not just in the sporting sector but also in other sectors. There is a general consensus that this government has come in, and this government has made sure that state workers do not suffer the ignominy and do not suffer the depression of not getting their salaries. We hear and we see and hear how workers of the state are paid as and at when due, are paid very early, and also the state pensioners today, unlike in the past, today the state pensioners are also getting their due. They are getting the reward for their sweat, their commitment, and their service to Edo State. And these are things that have been very worrisome. These are things that have worried the mind of many people. Would my old mother or father, my grandfather or grandmother, would they get their pensions? Are they going to get psychologically uplifted by getting their pensions, and are they going to be happy and not be depressed? Are they not going to suffer the heart attack of not receiving their salaries? And when an administration comes in and makes sure that there is an institutionalization of how things should be properly done and how people should get a proper just reward for their services to the state, there is something to admire about that. So after careful consideration, I, Nelson Dafe, I am endorsing Governor Godwin Obaseki for a second term in office on behalf of Movie Daft TV, and as well I think that sportsmen, given the points that I have enumerated above, that the points that I've enumerated here, I think that sportsmen here in Edo State should be looking to support the governor for a second term. Thank you.